Hi, my name is Peggy, and today I'm going to talk about our project, which is the measuring reaction time. First of all, I will talk about how to make the reaction chip. In my test, I will measure distance drop to determine the reaction time. So longer ball distance means lower reaction time. So the shorter ball distance means faster reaction time. First, I use a white streak and mark the distance in the streak with ruler. Use as the unit, and the total distance is 27 cm. And then I mark the reaction time for every 5 mm and use ms as a unit. The jig is used for calculating the distance of the person reaction time. Secondly, I use pencil and paper to record my project data. Next, I will talk about how to use equation. We know that the distance we record for each person. From the equation, we know t equals square to the distance divided by g. So we can use this equation to calculate the reaction time. In the bottom, I show the equation. So this is my step of my test. I use ruler to get the distance, and I need pencil and paper to write down my data. And then I ask for 20 people to catch the jig 10 times, and record the distance of each catching. At the end, I use the record to calculate the reaction time. I put all the data in folder, and I also made two Excel, which is one is for all equation I use in my test, and the other one is the data and the graph. And in my opinion, I think the uh, extraneous stimulus affect reaction time. In my test, most of our subjects have a very short pause when they hear the question, because their brain also work for the answer. Therefore, the average amount of the reaction time with extraneous stimulus is longer than the amount of the reaction time without extraneous stimulus. So, in a conclusion, the data show us that men have a little faster reaction time than the women, but they are not too much. And when there is extraneous stimulus, according to my calculating, there was not much difference between men and women. However, the averagely men still have a faster reaction time than the women. And in the discussion question, I think people should not talk on phone while they drive a car, because according to my test I did, I found that people took longer time to react when something happened or something catch their attention. So in the question 14, I think it is not suitable because the cross stop is about 13 cm, and the reaction time of this distance is about um, 0.25 seconds. If someone reaction time is more than 2 seconds, the cross stop is not suitable. And the question B in the of the question 14, the solution of the problem is that we can use two stopwatch. One person um stopwatch at the same time and give the one stopwatch to this person. When the first person stop her stopwatch, and the person stop her stopwatch too, and the difference between the time on the each stopwatch is the reaction time. On the question 15, I think if the reaction time is 0.1 second, the distance is about 5 cm. The distance is very short, so the cross stop is also not suitable. So the solution of the problems is the same as I talked about the question 14. We can use two stopwatch. One person stop both stopwatch at the same time and give the one stopwatch to this person. When the first person stopped her stopwatch, that person stopped her stopwatch too. The difference between the time on each stopwatch, each stopwatch is the reaction time. So for the actual question, I think the acceleration of the gravity on the moon is 1.63, and the acceleration of the gravity on the Earth is 9.8. According to the formula of the reaction time is T equal to square 2D divided by G. So if the G is bigger and the distance is the same, and the reaction time will be shorter. And the formula of distance is gt divided by 2. So if the time is the same as in the Earth, and the g is bigger, the distance is longer. So the actual question number 2, if the person had very long reaction time, it would be easier to measure person reaction time, because on the Earth, the subject force depends on the weight of the subject, and on the Moon, the subject force depends on the 1/6 weight of the subject. Therefore, the jet will fall slower on the Moon than on the Earth. The person have more time to react. However, if the person have very short reaction time, it would be harder to measure person reaction time, because before I say the jet will fall slower on the Moon, so the person will react really quickly, and it's harder to measure the reaction time because the reaction time is too short to measure. So this is all my presentation. Thank you.